At 38, I met Lisa. She was 33, recently divorced, and had a 9-year-old daughter named MIA. I wasn't looking for anything serious, still nursing the wounds of a breakup. But there was something about Lisa. She had this magnetic charm, an energy that made me reconsider what I thought I wanted. We took things slow, but within a year, I was all in. She was sharp, funny, beautiful, and an incredibly devoted mother. MIA, of course, was cautious at first. I never tried to force a father figure role, just showed up consistently at soccer games, parent-teacher conferences, sick days, and dance recitals. Over time, she softened. By the time she hit her teens, she called me Pops. When I first heard it, I choked up. It meant the world to me. Lisa and I never married. Her divorce had left her wary of legal commitments, and I didn't mind. We still built a life together, sharing a house, finances, responsibilities, and dreams. I thought we were solid. But then, last autumn, things began to shift. Lisa started staying out late, keeping her phone close, and snapping at me over trivial matters. I assumed it was stress. Maybe MIA being away at college had unsettled her. I tried to be supportive, hoping it would pass. Then, one morning, while she was in the shower, her phone buzzed. I glanced at it, expecting a work message. Instead, it was a text from someone named Robert. "Can't stop thinking about last night. Wish you were here." My heart sank. I didn't confront her right away. I wanted proof. I started keeping track. Hotel receipts, lunch dates, work trips that didn't quite add up. When I finally confronted her, she didn't flinch. Arms crossed. She admitted she hadn't felt alive in years. She said Robert, a co-worker, made her feel desired. 15 years together, and she spoke like I was an old burden she was glad to be rid of. I didn't shout or argue. I simply told her I was done, packed my things, and walked out. Then MIA called. She'd always been close to her mom, but her words stung. "I know you're hurt," she said, "but maybe it's time to let Mom find her happiness." Then she added, "You weren't even married." It hit me hard. 15 years, and it didn't matter because there was no ring. I asked her why, trying to understand, and her response was simple. "It's just how things go. Pops. People move on." That nickname cut deep. I left, moving 2 towns over to start over at 53. The first few months were lonely and isolating. I questioned if I'd ever mattered to them. But then something shifted. I felt lighter, unburdened. No more walking on eggshells, no more self-doubt. I took up woodworking, got into cycling, reconnected with old friends, and even dipped my toes back into dating. Nothing serious, just enough to feel alive again. A month ago, MIA texted me. She apologized, said she was wrong, that she didn't realize my worth until I was gone. I didn't respond. A week later, Lisa reached out. She told me Robert had been a fling, that he didn't want anything serious. She was in therapy, missed me, and wanted to reconcile. I still didn't reply. Here's why. I gave him everything. My time, my love, my loyalty. When things got tough, they didn't just let me down. They dismissed me. I'm not angry or bitter. I'm just done. And for the first time in years, I feel free. That sense of freedom was something I never saw coming. It's been a year since I left what I thought was my home. Healing is strange. Some days the pain feels fresh. Others it seems like it happened to someone else. I kept Lisa and Mia's messages to myself. I didn't need anyone else's opinion. I found peace. But then the gossip from small town started. Lisa's life had fallen apart. Robert had a pregnant girlfriend, one that Lisa had no idea about. The girlfriend confronted Lisa at work, showing proof. Lisa was demoted, reassigned to a meaningless desk job with the same salary but no influence, no friends. A few weeks ago, MIA showed up at my door. I saw her through the peephole and hesitated before opening it. She looked different, worn not by age, but by the weight of life. She handed me a cup of coffee, black with 2 sugars, just the way I liked it. We sat on the porch, and she didn't make excuses. She told me she had put her mom on a pedestal for years, blind to her faults until I left. She saw me now, the constant one, the one who never wavered. I was angry. She said, "Not at you, but at the idea that Mom could be so selfish. Blaming you was easier." I looked at her, and for a moment, I saw the girl who used to fall asleep on my lap during movies, the one I taught how to ride a bike, the one who cried in my arms after her first heartbreak. "You called me Pops when you told me to move on," I said. She lowered her gaze. "I shouldn't have," she murmured. I nodded. "You were young. You didn't understand." She hesitated before asking, "Could we grab coffee sometime?" I gave a faint smile. "Maybe not now." I meant it. The door isn't locked, but it's not wide open either. Forgiveness isn't the same as rebuilding. You forgive to find peace, not because someone necessarily deserves it. Peace doesn't always mean welcoming them back into your life. Lisa still sends texts every few months. I don't respond. She thinks I'm just waiting, ready to come back, but I'm not here to be a backup when the excitement fades. My silence speaks louder than any words could. No arguments, no resentment, just absence. A while ago, I was in a small bookstore, flipping through a woodworking magazine when I bumped into a woman. She was in her 40s, wearing paint-splattered jeans and carrying a smile that instantly made me feel at ease. We ended up talking about books, dogs, and all the little quirks of life. Before she left, she said, "My studio's nearby. Drop by sometime." I hadn't yet, but maybe life doesn't end at 50 or after betrayal. Sometimes it begins again quietly, when you let go of those who never truly valued you and start valuing yourself. A month later, I passed her studio. Her name was Erin. She laughed like Erin Brockovich, but with paintbrushes instead of courtrooms. Her artwork was bold, vibrant, messy, full of life, as though it refused to be ignored. I decided to step inside. She grinned and said, "About time." We talked for hours, surrounded by the hum of music and the scent of wood shavings. No baggage, just a present. It was effortless. We had coffee a few times since. She's met my friends. I don't call her my girlfriend. She doesn't push. We're just moving slowly, one honest moment at a time. Lisa emailed me last week a long message about therapy, mindfulness, and growth. She wanted to meet for closure. I thought about it, then deleted it. Some people seek closure not to resolve anything, but to ease their own guilt. I don't owe her that. MIA is quieter now. She sends the occasional text, a silly dog video, a photo of her dorm with my old books on the shelf. She hasn't called me Pops again. Maybe she won't. That's okay. I'm not holding my breath. Pixelated scars don't always fade completely. They leave marks, but they also teach you what to reject, who to release, and where to invest your heart. I'm not angry. I'm not seeking apologies or justice. If I saw Lisa tomorrow, I'd nod and keep walking. True freedom isn't found in dramatic confrontations. Sometimes, it's just a man biking on a Sunday, music in his ears, nowhere to be but exactly where he wants to be. That's better than vengeance. Better than being right.